we are back, you guys.
Hi.
This is Play with Matches. My name is Jesse on Fire, and this is Gabrielle on Fire.
That's just weird.
That's our legal name.
Gabrielle's fine.
We changed it last week, and there's no going back.
No going back. All right.
So, yeah. So we're going to talk in this video about the Diddy Trial and Cassie Ventura's testimony, which has been continuing up until literally right this second, which is like 12:30 Central Time on...
How long has she been giving her testimony for?
Since yesterday. And man, I'll get you caught up on what she was talking about yesterday, and I'll just get you caught up on the case a little bit.
Alrighty.
Along
we'll get
with
caught up together.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll kind of read what's new today, because I just read just a little bit of her testimony from today, and I'm like, man, like, this is not a strong case for trafficking. It's like Diddy is one of the worst human. I just want to be perfectly clear.
Let's start by saying Diddy is awful.
Horrendous.
We're not defending Diddy.
Dude, he had escorts urinate in her. Has it been a minute? Urinate in her mouth.
That's disgusting.
He beat her on camera. Like because I want to talk about the merits of the legal case, I feel like we should just talk about Diddy a little bit on the front side, because I'm just not in the mood for comments that are like, why are you defending Diddy? Okay, I'm not defending Diddy.
Not in the mood, y'all.
Not in the mood at all.
You heard it here first. Just don't do it.
This dude, after hearing about what he was into, okay, like from Cassie, like, you want to know what a dude is into sexually? Ask a girl he's been together with for a decade, okay? Like, believe me, they're going to know.
Okay.
And do you feel like you know, Gabrielle?
I feel like I know. I got a good grasp on it.
Yeah. So it's like a person who would take a girl like her, and if you look at her pictures, like from, honestly, even like when she was young all the way up, like the thing that sticks out to me, and I talked
Me and You was her song?
Yeah.
It's Me and You, that one?
I didn't know that, but apparently.
I didn't either.
She looks innocent. She looked really innocent.
She was also a child, right?
She was
How old
19
is she?
years old, dude.
Okay.
You know, and she was 19 and he was 36 when they met. That's a big gap, dude.
It's a huge gap.
And
especially, I mean, it's not like a huge gap later in life, but 19 to 36 is big. 40 to 57 is not as big. It doesn't feel, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think there's a huge difference between 43 and 35. You know, like once you get above a certain age, like mentally, I mean, like you're at a certain place once you're in your mid 30s. And so 19.
Yeah, that's a child.
Like, that's a very young person.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you get into figuring out what he's into, which is that kind of thing, I made this connection yesterday, which is like, what was Vince McMahon into again? What on earth are you doing, Gabrielle?
I'm turning on the air conditioning.
Okay, that's allowed.
Good Lord.
Phone addict, dude. I'm telling you. Like, while, you know.
Yeah, the worst.
Hey,
it's 77 degrees.
Show that again, though. Hey, security all up in our house, dog.
Don't try to break into our house. We got every angle covered.
Every angle covered.
Except for the garage that my mother left open when she just went to the store.
No, well, we do have it covered. Like, we have it on video.
We can see it, but
yeah.
Just saying.
Anyway, so the
come on, Mom.
Yeah. So what Vince McMahon was into when that whole case came out with his side piece, Janelle Grant or whatever, he defecated on her and then had his friend continue having sex with her with like in that filth. Okay. And then Diddy had a dude urinate on Cassie. Okay. What do you guys think that's about? Like, that is a crystal clear pattern of a person who likes to defile things. Like, the ultimate example of control and power is you take something innocent and you get it and you defile it, you know? He's a defiler.
Okay.
Any defilers, okay, I don't want to be anywhere near. Like, I don't care if you're cool in real life, you know, if underneath your cool exterior, what you're into there is to defile innocent things, that's so, like, psychopathic to me that, so he's a piece of shit, okay? Like, just bottom line. And so now we can talk about the case,
the story,
the actual case, you know. And by the way, go ahead, you know, subscribe to the channel. If you think that it's gross, to have someone urinate on their partner,
like this video and subscribe to the channel.
And if you didn't like it and you haven't subscribed, I'll assume you think that's cool.
We will assume the worst. So.
That's what you call subscription blackmail. Okay, so She'll continue her testimony about the videotape. Okay, so what? Okay, actually, let me what we heard about yesterday in the testimony that was really important. Okay, so they had one of the escorts who was consistently meeting up with them. He testified to a couple different things. Number one, he said that Cassie was the one who always paid him, and he said Cassie was always the one who would contact him and set the freak offs off or set him up. And he said that she was never on drugs that he could tell, except for one time. And they canceled the thing. Like they got there and she was kind of messed up. And so they just canceled it, which speaks to her being in control and her, and like, you know, cause like if like she's laid out even one time, she's like, whoa, and Diddy's like, do it. That is a very bad look for a trafficking case. Right.
Right.
But if she's always the one who's making the call and then she's paying and then she's never on drugs or whatever, that's like not good for the case. Okay. So that was important. But the one part that came out of his testimony that I thought was very notable, if for no other reason than just to demonstrate that Diddy's an absolute psycho, is that during one of their sessions, Diddy and her Diddy got all bent out of shape about something, and he took a liquor bottle and threw it at her, and it broke all over the wall. Wow. And then like they went and hid in a room or something, and then afterwards, Diddy just came out all normal. He's like, "All right, so you guys ready to continue?" Like he just wanted them to just like keep going. Like it's like,
I'm a wacko.
What do you do with that, Gabrielle?
He's just a crazy person.
But it's again a demonstration of what is this about? You know? Yeah. Like absolutely no regard for the other person.
Like he's someone who is so rich and so famous and can do whatever he wanted that he just, I think, kept pushing. Like, how far can I go? How many things can I do that normal people aren't allowed to do, that others just couldn't? And we see where he went with that.
And, you know, I actually spoke about that specifically because the other thing you talked about, they started talking about the hotel assault that was on video, and a security guard testified, and he said that he saw, like, he was witnessing it happening, right? She's getting dragged into the hotel room.
What are you doing?
He knows it's Diddy, dude. Like, I don't, like, honestly, I understand. Like,
I get it. It's your job, and you've got a VIP guest. I mean, I get it, but
Diddy.
Like, come on.
It's not just a VIP. It's Diddy, right? And you're like that would break my brain, you know? Like, where I would, at the very least, I'd be like, hey, dude, you know? But at the very, you know, like, I'm not just going to, if I just saw some regular dude dragging a girl down the hallway, I'm going to fucking break his teeth.
I mean, at least go call the cops anonymously. Say, like, you're a guest at the hotel and you saw some crazy dude dragging a chick down the hallway. Like,
if it's not Diddy.
I would do that if it was Diddy.
But his job is
call anonymously.
That's fair. I mean, I'm not saying he did.
Homie could have done something.
I'm not
saying
saying
just let chicks get dragged down the hall, even if it's Diddy.
I agree with you 100%. I'm just talking about on a human level.
Proceed with what he said.
No, you're right though. You're right. You're 100% right. I just mean that, like, I can understand someone who's in that role, like, being like, what do I do with Diddy?
But there's zero excuse for not doing anything.
That's fair,
in my opinion.
So check this out.
People have a moral obligation.
Agree. So here's what happens. Diddy drags her into the room, and the guy is right there. Diddy literally goes into the room, grabs a bag full of cash, throws it at the guy, and says, "Don't tell anyone." How fucking wild is that, dude? Isn't that, like, there's something about that story that I was like, you know, like, we're talking
from a movie.
Exactly. Well, it speaks to the level of complete lack of consequences there
have been.
That's what
I'm saying.
Like, that's a perfect
exactly
metaphor.
What I was saying about him doing whatever he wanted and just seeing how far he can push before the world steps in. It's like, nah, dude, you can't do that.
I think the next time we do one of these spots, what we're going to do is I'm going to film us downstairs on the couch with us like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Then drink it, and then us on camera. Everybody will buy it. Now, real quick, people ask us all the time, how do you guys always look so happy and so energetic when you're doing your videos?
Well, it's our favorite nootropic drink. You can find details down in the description. It's amazing. It lights your brain up like a light bulb.
Tree.
A Christmas tree. It's incredible, natural, and works in 15 minutes. He didn't find a single thing that he couldn't throw money at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point.
Like, literally physically throw money at.
It's a perfect metaphor for for all of this. It's a perfect metaphor. You beat up a girl in front of a hotel security guard, and Your solution is to throw money at the problem.
Literally throw money at the problem. Yeah.
And what happens? He ends up getting the security tape. Like, that's what happens. They gave him the
Diddy?
security tape.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, they got that video when they raided his house and got the hard drives. So the full 15-minute video actually came out today on TMZ, but we couldn't show it if we wanted to anyway.
Yeah. I'm assuming there's lots of abuse and...
Oh, I'm sure that they showed the, like the part, because like, yeah.
No, I'm saying like we can't show it on this channel.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, you know it's on the video.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
because it's explaining to them what's on the video because we can't show it.
Oh, everybody, you guys have all seen the video, I assume. You guys have seen the video of him dragging her down the hall, correct? It's just like the entire video is 15 minutes long, and they like edited it just to like show the parts that actually matter. So it's not like, you know what I mean?
15-minute altercation in a hallway is a long time.
Well, what I think it is like, it's like a bunch of pointless shit. Like, she comes out, she kind of whatever, walks, and then they're like, there's like a couple explosive moments that end up being about 3 minutes, and that's the part we've already seen.
They cut together, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, by the way, if you didn't know, Gabrielle, Cassie is 8.5 months pregnant right now.
With her third baby.
Yeah. With Alex Fine, who is her husband.
That white guy.
Spoke about this yesterday too. I was like, how is this guy? I don't even know how I would deal with this emotionally if this was the situation we were in, and there was like
driving me crazy.
Like, honestly, I can't imagine this situation. The way that they started dating, by the way, I didn't even know this, is he was her personal trainer while she was together with Diddy.
Was? Oh.
No, her new dude was the personal trainer.
Yikes.
Don't ever let your girl get a personal trainer that's a dude that's good looking, guys. Like, I mean,
Not every girl is a skis.
I know.
Goodness.
I wouldn't be worried about it with you, but like, I'm just saying, why not a girl trainer, guys? Like, have you guys not seen this movie before enough times?
There's something about like having your ass kicked by a dude at the gym that's like different. I don't know.
Wait, what?
I used to listen to my like male cheer coaches more than the female ones.
Get your fucking ass in the air, Gabrielle.
Exactly.
That's a homosexual, not the same thing. Okay.
But when a guy comes in and yells at you to like get to work, you're like, okay, yes, sir. Like, it's just different.
I should have known that you'd be into that. Don't worry about that, guys. Read into that however you want. Okay, so.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay, but here's the other thing about the pregnancy that I was saying is like, so the judge is the one who decides when the trial is going to happen, right?
Yes.
This right here, the fact that she's 8.5 months pregnant when this happens, speaks, in my opinion, to potentially a compromised judge. And the reason I would say that.
On whose side?
Against Diddy.
Oh.
Because.
Putting a big pregnant chick on the stand about to pop, it brings a different degree of like.
You're looking at a woman who's 8.5 months pregnant, who's dressed like a mother, and she's talking about him forcing a dude to urinate on her or beating her up. It's like the jurors are going to be like, you monster. Like, imagine, because like,
it's true.
If you think, I'm telling you, man, in another life,
I would have been this. What about you?
I would have loved it too.
I know.
I would have absolutely loved
about him
it.
being a lawyer, by the way.
Being like
that wasn't clear.
Like a defense attorney or
on either side. You would have loved either side.
I would have loved either side. It's true. Because honestly, that job is all about getting into people's heads.
Yeah.
And I do it on autopilot. So it's like, God, that would have been so fun. But anyway, so like, 8.5 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And, when they watch the video of her getting dragged down the hall, they don't see some random girl. They see that girl getting dragged down the hall. The 8.5 month pregnant mom with her 2 kids.
Sitting in, Yep.
Although I don't think the 2 kids are there.
I know they weren't there. Yeah. There's no way they would subject the kids to that. But still.
Yeah.
There's like photos and they know who she is. Yeah.
So the defense tried to bar Alex Fine from the courtroom during her testimony.
Why?
I'm not really sure, but Cassie,
defense did?
Exactly. And Cassie said she wanted her support there, so they compromised and they said that he couldn't be in there when she described the grape. I didn't even know there was a grape in this. She hasn't gotten to it in the
So what's this? Is some guy just like writing out minute by minute what's happening?
Yep.
Dang.
Yeah. And that's so because we know there's going to be a grape in this, like from 27, I don't know, it's like a couple years before they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you oh wait, hold on. Whoops. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Do you
Did y'all hear that speed reading?
like? You know how people will have that conversation. They're like, "How can you grape your fiance?" Or how can you grape?
Just can,
Hey,
gentlemen. You just can.
Does anybody doubt her story that Diddy raped her while they were in a relationship? Anybody doubt that?
No.
Because I don't at all. Okay. That violent psycho. She's talking about all through her testimony that like he beat her up all the time. Like he was beating her up. Like she was getting beaten all the time, beaten much more than I realized. And so like, you know, is it super hard to imagine that a guy who would break a girl's nose one night when she's like in a fight with him, he would just like violently take it? Are you allowed to do that because she's your fucking girlfriend? No. Anyway.
No means no.
Shit. Unless that was going to be.
Unless it means yes.
Yeah, unless we've agreed that it means yes.
But generally, no means no.
Peaches means no. Okay, yesterday, Judge Arun Submarine ruled that the gallery of court would not be allowed to see the explicit videos of the freak-offs at the center of the case. Oh, okay, so they pulled the news organizations out because they were going to show the freak-offs or whatever.
Okay.
Well, Sean Diddy Combs, he's sitting back in his chair as his lawyers and government handle some preliminary issues regarding evidence. Dude, I really wonder how he is viewing this because if your life was on the line, right? Like you were going to get sent to prison for life, and this is someone you were together with for 10 years. Everybody tells themselves whatever story that they tell themselves the story of their own life, right? You're always going to make up some way that you're not the bad guy, right?
Sure.
So I guarantee you in his mind, he's like, this chick is evil. She's trying to send me to prison for life. This girl who I gave everything to, she was in on it with me. We did this like whatever. And she's trying to murder me in front of the entire world.
Obviously a psycho narcissist. Yes. So yes, I would agree. That's exactly the dialogue happening in his head.
100%. And, you know, it's like, listen, hey, what lessons have you learned, Diddy? Don't bite the hand that feeds you with BlackRock. Otherwise, you could have got away with this forever, you know?
Keep their own money.
I'm just saying that's the actual lesson that he's learning. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, not like, here, let's look at all these evil, insane things that you did while you were under the influence of drugs and alcohol, which is like, you know.
A lot.
Yeah, I mean, like, because now he's sober. You would think even a lunatic like him would be looking at this stuff and just be like, God damn, man, like, I was out of control.
I forget, did we talk about the Kookaloo, like, male escort guy on this channel?
Yeah, we did.
Already? Okay.
Yeah.
That was like the funniest thing to me.
Funny?
Because
like
he sounded like a nut job.
Yeah.
Like just rattling off all these crazy things. And then like years go by, you're like, holy
yeah. Shit. Wait, he's in the brulee, the black Illuminati?
Yeah.
Hey, funny that comes out the day.
I know.
Like, and then we get the Epstein Island thing, which we're going to talk about that in a separate video.
Oh, no. Okay.
Don't worry, guys. We have video of Epstein Island, and now it's all going to be true. The most insane conspiracy theorist stuff is all going to be true.
I feel like I'm going to be sick to my stomach.
Yeah. Okay, so they're looking at the hotel surveillance. Okay, here we go. The jury is seeing text messages sent by Combs to Ventura in the aftermath of the hotel assault. He repeatedly texts her to call him. He's saying, I got 6 kids. Please call me. He texted her, I'm surrounded, though it was unclear what he meant at the time. Ventura responded that she spoke with security and warned him not to disturb other guests. The prosecution is showing 2 photos of Ventura in the aftermath of the hotel assault. She had a swollen lip, and she testifies that under her sunglasses, she had a black eye. After the assault, Sean Combs texts Cassandra, the cops are here, begging her to call him. Ventura says, oh, so they did call the cops. Ventura says
someone did.
She did not believe the cops showed up to the hotel that day. She replied that she had a movie premiere for the biggest thing I've ever done in my life, and now she has a black eye and a fat lip. Please stay far away from me, she texted him. See, this is okay.
Wait, hang on. Friends of Cassandra's called the police after the assault, and they showed up at her apartment. Testifies that she answered a couple of their questions, but she did not want to say who assaulted her. Did you want to protect Sean? Asked the prosecutor. Yeah, of course. Psycho.
I mean, but standard procedure for battered wife.
I was trying to see who called the cops, like when her friends did, but to the apartment, not to the hotel.
Ventura testifies that after the hotel assault, Sean Combs came to her apartment. She says she heard chaos outside the door, and that was banging, kicking, yelling. Okay, this is all lining up exactly with the point that I was going to make after just reading the thing at the beginning, but let's just keep on reading this a little bit. So she testified that she went to Sean Combs. She went to the home of Sean's security guard, D-Rock, to feel safe. She later went to Combs' house to do a fitting for her upcoming movie premiere. So she went to his house afterwards. Okay. The movie premiere that Ventura was attending for a romantic comedy she starred in called The Perfect Match was 2 days after the hotel assault. Jury sees a photo of the couple at the after party, and Ventura points out the bruise on her right shin. I mean, no one needs to prove she got beat up. We all saw it,
Yeah.
The prosecution showing photos of a running list of escorts. We're currently at number 13 that Ventura says were hired for freak-offs. She testifies that these men were often found through a contact with a business called Cowboys for Angels. Okay, so that's like a swinger thing, that, which advertises that it provides male companions. Ventura is identifying the escorts with the name as Ash. Okay, whatever.
And one known as the Islander. When you just address him, you're like, "Hello, Islander."
Yeah.
Over here.
Cassandra testifies that it was her responsibility to reach out to the male escorts and that it was Sean Combs directing her to do so. That was just my job, really. It was expected of me, she says. The prosecution is trying to underscore that Combs was involved in each one of the freak-offs and that it was his money that was used to pay for the escorts.
Do you think that was like by design? Do you think that he was like, you be the one to call and hand them the money so that there was no trail of him doing it? Or do you think it just happened that way?
I'll tell you exactly what I think. I think it speaks to the defilement. Like,
like making
she's an
her
innocent girl.
Yeah.
You make her reach out and hire an escort to bang her on video in front of him while he watches. Like all of it. He's not doing it for like self-protection. He's doing it to defile this thing, But she did it,
Sure.
And she, she's an adult. The prosecution showed a 2016 text message from Combs to Ventura about freak-offs. He suggested they have a proper freak-off without the drug ketamine involved. He wrote that a successful freak-off was when we remember. I won't bring it up again until you are in the mood, he wrote. Ooh, that is damning. That is damning. Sex trafficking, guys.
Yeah.
I won't bring it up again until you're in that mood, he wrote, suggesting that when she was, he would fly in a man known as Dave. Ventura testifies that ketamine was her preferred drug during freak-offs because it was very disassociative. Dude, bottom line, okay? Hey, do you think we've done a good enough job showing that we have no respect for Diddy? We think he's a complete piece of shit and don't care what happens to him? Guys, if you are honestly trying to argue that this is sex trafficking after reading that, you're just wrong.
Yeah, it's not. It's bad. It's awful.
It's
he's
awful.
A terrible human.
He's a terrible human. He's defiling her. But dude, are you kidding me? I won't
Yeah.
He suggested they have a proper freak off without the drug ketamine. That's him saying you have a choice of what we do. Okay. You have a choice of what we do.
I won't bring it up again until you're in the mood.
Exactly.
Suggesting that it's something that she wants to do.
Exactly. That's a fucking headshot right there.
It really is.
That's a headshot.
Yeah.
Okay. Look I'm going to make myself big. Do not tell me that she was not an active participant in this, like I've been saying all along, when he said, we will do it again when you're in the mood, and maybe we should do it without blah, blah, blah. She has control.
I mean, the argument can be made that she's like under psychological duress and that she's been programmed and all of these things.
Sure.
Got some kind of like what's it called? The captors,
Stockholm
syndrome type stuff going on.
But get the fuck out.
Even all of that considered, this is still not trafficking.
No. Like, Diddy is an evil person. Okay. But like, think about it like this. Okay, guys?
They just chose the wrong charge. Like, that was a bad charge to put on him.
Exactly. That's exactly
what we're
right.
saying.
It's a bad charge. It's indefensible.
Yes.
Like, the indefensible for this case. Now, there are other witnesses that are going to come. Maybe those will be different. But sex trafficking for Cassie, 100% indefensible after that.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is.
Which is unfortunate for the rest of the trial.
I mean, he's up for racketeering and a bunch of other stuff that he's, he might go down for.
RICO charges I'm so interested in.
Well, that can be any, like they can put anything in that. So you have no idea what they have on him. But the fact she's the star witness.
Yeah.
That's concerning for the case, dude.
It is.
Because this is I mean, I hadn't even seen that yet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's continue to go and see how much worse this gets for the prosecution. Ventura's testimony is now getting into her account of how videos and freak-offs were turned into blackmail material. She says that several times Combs brought up the subject of sexually explicit videos of her when he was angry about something. One time I dated someone else, and that's what it was all about. I'm going to put out 2 embarrassing videos of you, she said, adding that he just wanted to hurt me.
That's just
that's him being jealous.
That's standard relationship breakup.
100%.
Girl, you're the one that allowed these videos to happen in the first place.
Yep, exactly. That is not.
That's not.
Like,
yeah.
Dude, she said when I was dating someone else.
Yeah.
Like, okay. In 2013, she texted Combs, please delete any video of your iPhone if you have. Too many people have access to your stuff. Combs responded that he had deleted them, but that there were times in their relationship, she says, when she saw the video still existed and she thought that this is standard relationship stuff.
Yeah.
This is absolutely standard.
Every guy watching and every girl watching, I guarantee that there's some videos somewhere that an ex had of you that still lives on a device somewhere.
For sure. For sure. Okay.
If it was recorded,
it exists.
It exists.
Yeah. Okay. In the opening of her second day of testimony, Cassandra Ventura, the singer known as Cassie, detailed the aftermath of Sean Combs' assault on her at a Los Angeles hotel in 2016, an incident.
So again, time out.
Mm-hmm.
Another opportunity to tell our children not to have anything recorded that you don't want possibly coming out in the future. So if you haven't had that conversation with your kids, go do that.
Yes.
We do it all the time. All the time. Once something's recorded or photographed, it doesn't ever disappear.
Exactly. And even if you think, perfect example.
Some parenting.
Perfect example. Okay. It's possible that I have a library of, and I clicked on a link. Okay. I clicked on a link that was a malicious link from you. Okay. It came from youtube.com. Okay. Like this said, it literally was a youtube.com suffix. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, there's new terms and conditions for creators. And so I looked at the suffix. I thought that you can't send malicious emails from, like, if you get an email from like google.com, you're like, okay, it's from Google. You don't need to worry about it, right? Wrong. Okay. And I found that out afterwards. And not only did I click on the link, it said to sign your DocuSign, enter this unique code. I went to another website, which looked like a DocuSign, and entered a code into it. Okay. So as soon as I do that, I'm like, oh, they're in my device. I changed everything to like 2-factor authentication, but like all I'm thinking is I'm like, so I think my world where like I assumed that no one would ever have access to any of my stuff is now not that. You know what I mean? So if you ever see a bunch of videos of me and Gabrielle, it's a deep fake. It's not real. Not real at all. That's way too hot. That can't be that. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So after she fled the apartment, in the openings of her second day, Cassandra, the singer known as Cassie, detailed the aftermath of Sean Combs' assault on her at a Los Angeles hotel. After she fled her apartment, she said Combs texted her repeatedly, "You're going to abandon me all alone," he wrote. "Call me, please." Oh, God. Yeah. "Please stay far away from me." But she testified that he showed up at her apartment yelling and banging on the door. Standard relationship stuff. 2 days later, she went to the premiere of a movie she was starring in. We already talked about this. Mm-hmm. Wait, they're repeating everything. Okay. As recorded on surveillance video. Okay, yeah. He's accused of sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy. Okay. Testified after she left the hotel. Okay, so we've heard all that.
Are we caught up?
No. Combs' 3 sons are, spectators don't care. I just want to hear.
Looking at texts again.
Yeah, I want to hear a text.
Wait, what was the pop? Hang on. Hold on. What was that?
The contact was Ventura's son. DJ had heard.
That's crazy. Don't let him out of your sight.
Yeah. Ventura testified that she had on and off again addiction to opioids. She says she took them to come down off party drugs such as ecstasy, which she said she used during freak-offs. Opioids made me feel numb, which is I relied on them so heavily. I didn't want to feel what was actually going on in my mind in real time, just an escape for me. That has nothing to do with sex trafficking.
No.
You are choosing to take those.
Yeah.
Like, no one is forcing those down your throat.
You take ecstasy, you're going to feel like crap the next day.
Listen.
Pop a Vicodin or whatever, and then you're going to feel numb, and then you're going to feel like crap and get addicted to that too. But you did it to yourself, man.
Yes, exactly. I'm in no position to judge you on that, but that's your own choice. Okay, and check this out. Okay, listen. This is the metaphor I was going to use. Okay. So when people like these cartel guys in Mexico, right? They are notorious for, if they get like a kid that's young, who's like 14 years old, they will put someone down on the ground and they will have the 14-year-old murder the guy. Okay. Yeah. To desensitize them. And then they turn them into these young little teenage sicarios. Okay. Okay. So does that mean that when that kid who was 14 years old at age 18 is mass murdering people for the cartel, are you just like, listen, the guy, you can't hold this kid accountable for killing all these people. Look at what happened when he was young. They had him do, blah, blah, blah. Like, if you are much older and much smarter and much more experienced than someone, and you like, it's not like, yes, Diddy groomed her into the behavior of doing this when she was younger, but like, to say this is trafficking is not correct. Like, right?
I agree with you. It's
sad.
Also, I mean, if she was kidnapped and held, secluded from everyone else and never allowed to go out and date other people, like we just heard that she did, that might be a very different conversation. But this is someone who made choices. They had an influenced choices, but choices.
And they had on again, off again relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he said, I'll release the videos. That's your blackmail? He's jealous. He's jealous that she's with a new dude.
Yeah.
Okay. So she testifies that she sometimes had persistent urinary tract infections, and she and Combs were when they were having frequent freak-offs.
Welcome to being a girl.
Yeah. Causing the pain horrible. What does that have to do with anything? Like, how is that relevant? You guys had sex for 2 straight days.
When you do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, not necessarily always.
No, but it sounds like what they were doing, it probably would have led to that.
Sure. Okay. In text message between Ventura and Combs, she said she's suffering from sores on her tongue. Ventura testifies that she attributed the sores to activities during the freak-offs, including taking drugs and performing oral sex. He expressed sympathy in the message, said, I'm sorry. This is the prosecution. This is the prosecution asking her these questions. They prepared her. They think this is a good case.
This is not a good case.
I told you. It's a fucking terrible case.
All right. Took her to sex clubs, swinger lifestyle.
Wait.
I've got that.
She did not want to participate in the freak-offs that came to define her relationship, but it was clear in her testimony she did not want to.
Okay.
Well,
I don't feel like that was clear. Would take her to sex clubs.
She says she was uncomfortable, but if she told Combs she didn't want to go, he would typically try to convince her by framing it as a fun outing.
Not holding her at gunpoint or like...
Are you fucking kidding me? So
let's
it's like,
go have fun.
He's all, come on, girl, dude. I got these dolphins. We're going to take, you know, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
This is crushing their case.
This is bad.
If you have an objective jury, this is murdering their trafficking case. Cassie Ventura testifies that there were times that Sean Combs would put his hands on me during freak-offs with male escorts. He would grab me up, push me down, hit me on the side of the head, kick me, you name it. Okay. Sometimes an escort. This is what I'm saying, dude. If he was on trial for domestic violence, ring him up.
Exactly.
Dude. Bury him. Obviously, he is a violent person who was hitting her and intimidating her and all that stuff. But like,
and he didn't traffic her.
No. She testifies about an instance of abuse in 2013 when she was with 2 friends in her apartment before traveling to a music festival. Combs entered and began yelling about her sleeping on the couch rather than packing, she testified. She says that when Combs moved to attack her, her friends jumped on his back during the altercation. Combs threw her down and she cut her eyebrow in the corner of a bed. Afterwards, Combs had security bring her to a plastic surgeon's office for the gash. She said she later texted him a photo of the injury and said, so you can remember.
Again,
he's a fuck dude. This is a person.
Horrible person.
He is a dangerous person.
But not trafficking.
Yeah. Combs responded to Ventura sending a picture of her injury by texting, you don't know when to stop. You have pushed it too far and continue to push. Sad. So probably what he's going to say is that like, someone jumped on his back and he was just like he didn't punch anyone, whatever, but
just threw them off.
Yeah. I don't believe anything that he says about violence, obviously. No. Here, you want to read that one, babe?
After the 2013 attack in her apartment that caused her eyebrow gash, Ventura and Combs went to the Hamptons to have a freak off at a motel with an escort named Dave. She says she blacked out on the drug GHB, woke up nude in the shower. Not long after they went forward with the freak off, she says. Ventura says she has a permanent scar on her eyebrow. Okay. Don't take GHB if you don't want to black out. Cassandra,
or die.
Yeah.
Just for the record, anybody, only drug I know, well, I know people who have died of fentanyl now, but for a very long time, the only drug that I knew of multiple people dying from was GHB. Don't take it and mix it with booze. 2 people I know that died from that.
Yeah. All right. Cassie testifies that once on the plane, Sean Combs pulled up freak off videos on his laptop that she thought had been deleted. Okay, here we go with that again. She says Combs told her that he was going to embarrass me and release them. I just felt trapped.
Maybe he was joking. That sounds like a joke. But
after Sean Combs threatened to embarrass her by releasing the videos, Cassie says the plane she and Combs were traveling on landed in New York. She says that Combs wanted to have a freak off. At that point, whatever was going to make him not be angry at me and threatening me, I was willing to do. I just didn't want to feel scared anymore. It was one thing he made me feel like I was good at. Okay.
Okay. A couple of hours into her testimony, Cassandra is speaking in controlled. Matter of fact, her tone is, okay, don't care about that. Okay, here we go. This is the one that I read before. But honestly, all this stuff is much worse that we recently read, but go for it, Gabrielle.
Ventura read aloud a text message she sent to Sean Combs in 2017 in which she writes that nothing good comes out of freak-offs anymore. You treat me like you're Ike Turner, she wrote, referring to Tina Turner.
Was I reading it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah.
I can see your mouth moving out of the corner of my eye. You treat me like you're Ike Turner, she wrote, referring to Tina Turner's former husband, who was abusive to her. Ventura testifies that, she made that comparison because Combs was abusive and controlling. Mm-hmm. Hey, he's an abusive man. Yeah, we know that.
He's a violent domestic violence person.
But still
for sure.
Not a trafficker.
Yeah.
Among the many texts between Ventura and Sean Combs during the evidence day, some loving messages. Okay. Thank you for always showing me love and happiness. Okay.
Again, you are truly the most extraordinary man, Ventura texted him one Father's Day when the two were together amid other text messages working out logistics of a freak off. Thank you for always showing me love and happiness the way it's supposed to be, she wrote, adding that she couldn't wait until the couple had a baby of their own. When asked by the prosecutor why she sent those messages, she said, because I loved him and it was Father's Day.
Oh, they were trying to get ahead of the defense saying like she texted him all these things.
Yeah, you're right.
I guess.
Okay, so Combs, okay, we already know that. And let's update it because I bet there's more now.
There.
Oh, no, they just got back from lunch. All right, so we are up to speed, and that's a 36-minute video for us. So we are going to tap out, and we will have much more for you guys later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.